Hello and welcome to the Comic Book Communicast, the official podcast of the Google Plus comic book community. This is issue number 59 for the week of March 8th, 2015. I'm Justin Beeson and I'm joined by my co-host Paul Christopher.
Good evening, everybody.
Sarah couldn't be with us tonight, but she'll be back soon enough. Every
Searching
episode...
for truth.
Sorry, what was that, Paul?
Sarah is off searching for truth.
Every episode, each of us chooses our favorite comic of the week to talk about, and then we'll discuss any significant comic-related news and TV for the week. And just a reminder, you can find all of our episodes at comicbookcommunicast.com, as well as links for the podcast on YouTube, iTunes, and RSS. All right, let's get to it. Pick of the week, where each of us chooses our favorite comic, and then we'll briefly go over the rest of the books that we pulled this week. Paul, what was your pick?
All right, so my pick is Revival, number 28. All right, so Revival is a book, they call it a rural noir. And the premise is there's a small town in Wisconsin, I believe, where the dead come back to life. But not as zombies. It's much like there's a French show called Revenant, or the English name is The Revivers, and then there's also that show on ABC called like The Returned or something like that. Similar premise, so it's like they're not zombies, they're not mindless. Town is quarantined, and people are trying to figure out how to deal with this and what's going on, and so it's very much about this small town dealing with this extraordinary. And a main character is one of the police officers, female in the town. Her father is like the sheriff. She's like a deputy, and it turns out that her sister is one of the what they call them revivers. And so there's all these interesting things going on. So like her sister's trying to hide the fact that she's a reviver because now the government is rounding these people up. So we have no idea how this happened. Basically, also there's these ghosts in the woods that may or may not be this like the souls of these people. There's a lot of mystery still going on that we don't know what's going on. But it seems like we're starting to get some answers with this issue on what brought these people back to life, because it seems like there's like a body of water, like a river, where the fish keep dying and reviving, and so we think like it's not for certain, but now like the book is starting to give us hints to this. I've been talking about this book since it came out. It's a fantastic book. It's going in a very interesting direction. Like this issue was really ramping up the stakes and really ramping up the action. We've got possible major events coming up in the next issue, and it continues to be a very solid book. It's by Tim Seeley and Mike Norton. The art is really good. The story is just fantastic. So if you haven't been reading this but enjoy either of the two shows that I mentioned, you'll probably enjoy this book.
Cool. Is that's an Image book?
It is, of course. It's good. It's probably Image.
Yeah, that is true. Speaking of Image, my pick is also from Image. So my pick of the week was Descender number 1. This is the new creator-owned comic by Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen. I've been talking about this since Image Expo when they announced it. The premise is that actually, let me first. I'm pretty sure that this is Jeff Lemire's first creator-owned comic that he hasn't drawn, which is pretty cool because I mean his writing abilities are awesome, but he usually keeps those for the franchise comics. And then it's Dustin Nguyen is like one of my favorite artists. He kind of in the past he's pretty much just filled in on Batman issues. He had some runs on Detective Comics, and he's done an issue here and there for Batman Eternal recently. But and they're doing like he is doing like a really light pencil and just mainly all watercolor, and it's for the premise of the book, it really like is a contrast to it, because it's a sci-fi book, so you know this takes place in some future with spaceships and everything. So the watercolor is a really neat way to to tell the story. So this book is basically it's about a future where they've invented AI and got rid of it because at some point in the past, or actually 10 years before this book takes place, there's 9 like core worlds, and all of a sudden these huge robots appear, one in front of each world, and they all just attack them and basically destroy almost everything. So our book takes place. The main character, Tim 21, is a little android boy, and he wakes up, and apparently he's been asleep since this big event happened. And since that time, uh, groups of people have gone around and rounded up all of the robots and AI and destroyed most of them. So there might be, a few left, but basically they're all extinct, and nobody wants them around. So this little android wakes up, and it kind of walks him through, going through the space station where he was living. There was like a mining colony, and everybody's dead there because of some other event happened, or like a chain reaction from that. And like he gets his little robot dog, and so he's wandering around, and then it cuts back to the what's left of this these worlds, and they've been working to find out still, what caused it, what those big attacks or big machines were based on. And then you find out that they have similarities to the model that Tim is. So, that sets a bunch of stuff in motion. So these people, the Empire people, go look for him, and then you find out that Tim 21 had sent out like a distress beacon, and it was answered by mercenaries or whoever that are looking to destroy him. So that's like the last page of the book, and I think it's going to be real interesting. I'll trust Jeff Lemire for at least a story arc in anything, but this seems like a really cool book. And I should mention it already has a movie deal or a TV deal or something like that. So I figure we'll be seeing a lot of Descender coming up. But yeah, Image Comics, definitely recommend it. Pick it up. Oh, and it's only $2.99, and I feel like it's an oversized issue. So definitely worth the $3.
Cool.
Did you check that one out at all, Paul?
I am not. I'm kind of the whole premise of like, it's like last of their kind in the midst of all these hostile people. It's like I've seen this story a bunch of times already, so I was not all that keen on it. So we'll see. Maybe I'll check out the show or the movie, or I'll check out a trade paperback for the first arc and see what's up.
All right. So what else did you pull this week?
All right. So I pulled Batman Eternal number 48, Detective Comics number 40, and Saga number 26.
All right. So I've quite a few this week. All new Hawkeye number 1. So this is the relaunch with Jeff Lemire, and I don't forget who the artist is, but it's kind of funny because they're Green Arrowing Hawkeye now. They're doing flashbacks to him and his brother being raised in the circus. It was good, but it's just kind of funny because it seemed very familiar. Avengers 42, which keeps going with the times right now. I still have to catch up on back issues. Batman Eternal 48, Dayman number 6. I'm jumping back on Green Lantern number 40 just to see kind of, because all these are ending, them and Green Lantern Corps, for the Convergence stuff. Guardians Team Up. So this is a new thing from Brian Michael Bendis. I just kind of hopped on early because they're going to tie in with Black Vortex. We'll see how that goes. Halogen number 1. I don't remember what it's about right now, but it was a sci-fi thing and it got some good reviews, so I'm going to check it out. Hellboy and the BPRD number 4, still going strong. Miracle Man number 16. So this is finally the end of Alan Moore's arc, and it was really good. If you've been waiting for the trades, once this one comes out, this is it for Moore's run, so you can pick it up. It's really good. It's one of those comics that, it's one of those classic ones that everyone should read. And I'm more excited because that means Neil Gaiman's run starts up soon, so I'll be looking forward to reading that. Rat Queens, Saga number 26, Star Wars Princess Leia number 1. Not as good as the other two, but still pretty good. I'll probably if it wasn't a miniseries, I'd probably wouldn't be following it, but it's only a few issues, so I'll pick up the whole thing. And then Universe number 2, which Universe is the second series from Panel Syndicate, which is the one that the website that's putting out Brian K. Vaughan's Private Eye. These are one-off sci-fi stories, and the first one was really, really good. So I'm looking forward to reading that. So that's it for me. You can post. I forgot to post it up this week because I was gone on vacation, but usually on Wednesdays in the comic book community we have the hashtag CBC poll box post where you can share the books that you're reading and talk about them every week. So make sure to post there when that comes up. Now for issues of the week, where we choose a news story, TV episode, comic issue, or anything else that stood out to us for the week. So Paul, what was your issue?
So my issue is Batman Eternal number 48. Specifically, all right, so I don't like it when people are dumbed down for the purpose of the plot. That is a clear sign of a lazy writer who couldn't figure out a better way to get from point A to point B. Case in point, Hush breaks out of his jail. He's in the Batcave, and he is able to somehow use the Batcomputer. How the hell he was able to use the Batcomputer to begin with? That's the start of it. He's able to use the Batcomputer, and he uses it to like disable the weapons for all of the Bat family. Like things are blowing up in their utility belts. Red Robin's wings stopped working. Was it Nightingale, Nightbird, whatever her name is?
Bluebird.
Bluebird, yes. Her suit.
EMP.
The suit's EMP goes off.
Which, why does she have an EMP in her suit that affects her own stuff? That makes no sense to me.
Exactly, that makes no sense. Exactly. So, but besides that, it's like, why does the Batcomputer do this stuff? Why are all of these people's stuff connected to the Batcomputer anyway? Why do you need your bomb, like your smoke bomb or your EMP or what have you, the stuff in your belt? Why is that computer controlled?
I think it's sort of like a rescue thing. If they get knocked out or whatever, somebody in the cave can activate defenses.
And why is it all plugged into the Batcomputer when all these people are free agents?
Yeah.
Like, freaking, what's his name? Red Hood has nothing to do with Bruce Wayne anymore. Nothing. He would not have stuff hooked into the freaking Batcomputer. All right, so it was just a lame way of disabling the Bat family. The second part about all this, though, is like, this is Batman. This is the guy who had so much forethought that he programmed an alternate personality on the off chance his primary personality would be like overcome. You tell me he's got the foresight to do that, but he can't put better encryption on the freaking Batcomputer so that Hush can't walk up and just start disabling stuff. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And that's lazy writing, and it made me so mad, and I just I had a hard time enjoying the rest of the issue simply because of that.
Yeah, the end of Batman Eternals really seems to really be getting on your nerves with everything.
Yeah, they just need to be done with it already. I mean, it's gone on too long. They've been screwing around, and now they're hinting at they're hinting at a new bad guy behind all this, and the one that they're hinting at is even more annoying than the one that they were hinting at. But when they were hinting that it was going to be Ra's al Ghul. This new one they're hinting at, I'm like, no.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer that they committed to doing a year because there's definitely some filler issues in here. If this would have been I'd say around 40 issues, I think it would have been pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really seems they're fill-in issues. But we're almost done. Yes. We have 4 more issues, I guess, and then on to Batman Eternal Year 2.
Yeah.
All right, so my issue is AMC is doing a 24-hour marathon of all of the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe movies leading up to Age of Ultron. I mean, theaters have done this before with like, Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings and stuff, but this is pretty crazy. Um, I think there's only like two breaks, and that's insane. Having said that, I'm definitely thinking about going as if I can find somebody who's crazy enough to do it with me.
Yeah, the question about this, I have two questions. Like, one, are they going to have more than just the concession stand for you guys? Yeah. For the breakfast break, are they going to have like some sort of like breakfast food,
Oh, I doubt it.
or is the break going to be long enough for? Is the break going to be long enough for the theater, and grab something and come back? And the other thing too is, are they going to do all the credits at the end of each movie?
They have to.
Yeah. See, that's annoying. But then at the same time, it does give you a built-in like
Yeah.
tea break.
Yeah, I know. I would want those credits because I want time to be able to
Yeah,
get
get
up
up and
and
stretch your
move
legs and
around.
stuff. Yeah. On the other hand, they're probably gonna have like amazing swag for that. So I'm a little
Oh
jealous.
yeah. I never think about that, but yeah, no, for sure they're gonna do that. I wonder. I mean, like, I wonder how it's selling too, because that's a pretty big commitment. So it starts. It starts on like it starts on a
Thursday.
Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, Wednesday to Thursday. Because
Yeah.
we're
So
like the preview showing for Age of Ultron.
right. So it starts on a Wednesday at 6 p.m. and then you plays all the movies leading up to Age of Ultron, which starts at 7 p.m. the next day. Oh,
But they should. What would be even bigger is if they would play all the movies and then like season one of Agents of Shield.
well, have you seen somebody went and made a chronological
Yeah.
Marvel Cinematic Universe thing? I would be, I'm curious to check that out. I might have to look that up
Well, what
and
it
just do
is
my
like,
own
as
marathon.
far as I can tell, like they don't actually have it posted anywhere because that would, the copyright stuff. So what it is
Right.
they posted like the how to, like they basically posted like the timestamp so you can
Yeah.
create
Yeah.
your own.
Man, that would be cool.
Be cool to watch.
All right, so yeah, let us know if any of you are planning to go watch that, because yeah, should be interesting. We'll see how it goes. Our
I'll definitely be
next,
there for Age of Ultron because it's gonna be ridiculous.
yeah, oh, and that's the other thing I worry about, like, is if you're doing all that and then you're just fatigued by the time Age of Ultron
Yeah.
comes around. You've been up for 24 hours, you've been Marvel movied to death. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't know if I want that to tinge my Age of Ultron viewing.
Not to mention, I don't know if I want to be packed in a theater full of sweaty geeks.
What are you trying to
Sweaty
say, Paul?
anybody for that matter. It doesn't have to be geeks. It's like just a bunch of sweaty people who haven't showered in 24 hours. I don't know if that's what I want, how I want to spend my time.
Good point.
Yeah. But man, the Age of Ultron, like just the trailers alone have already won everything. They already
Oh
own.
yeah, they've been so good.
Yeah.
That that new one that just came out. I can't
Yeah.
wait. Cannot wait.
Have you seen the trailer where they've remixed it and added Spider-Man in?
Yeah,
It's
so good,
it is
so
good.
good.
It's really good.
All right, so our next news story. This is the other big one for I know Paul. Is that we got our first look at Melissa. I don't know how to say her name. Benoist as
Yeah.
Supergirl, full costume shot. Well, besides what they seem to be doing and shading the feet so we don't see her heels or something. But what are your initial thoughts, Paul?
So I'm old enough to have seen the original Supergirl movie in the theaters,
Wow.
and it was horrible. It was terrible. So why on earth they would want to remind people of this horrible movie by making her wear basically the same outfit? I don't know. And I mean, like, first of all, skirt. All right, what? No, poor like celebrity women can't get out of their limos without some paparazzi shoving a camera up their skirt or up their dress. Now we've got the superhero who flies and she's wearing a skirt. That is just, it doesn't make any sense at all. No sense whatsoever. And it looks horrible. It looks stupid. I've always hated the skirt on Supergirl. It was always a dumb idea. And so, like, I'm already done with the show. And I don't like the haircut. I don't like the skirt. Like, I mean, I'll give it like an episode or two, just because I should. But I'm so angry. I'm just not even angry. Not even angry. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in you, CBS. If they'd given it to the CW, they probably would have done it right with the new 52 outfit. And but
Yeah, it's just
whatever.
very boring. And I mean the tights really get me. It looks stupid.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go the skirt, like the tights look really dumb.
Yep. The whole thing just is just a big giant no. And
I'm not.
all of the dialogue that has slipped out from the casting, it has been awful. I really hope that that is not going to be actual dialogue from the show, because basically what it sounds like is crap. What was that lawyer show back in the '90s that Harrison Ford's wife was in with the co-ed bathrooms?
Oh, I don't know. The only Ally McBeal.
Ally McBeal. Yeah, sounds like Ally McBeal with a cape. That's what this is. That's what this. Just from like the snippets of dialogue that have snuck out, that's what it sounds like. And I'm just no. Superman deserves so much better.
Yeah,
She deserves the same respect that Superman gets.
very true. Yeah. Well, while I'm not as like anti this outfit as you are, I mean it's pretty inoffensive and boring and just nothing. Um, so we'll see. See how it goes. I don't have a ton of faith in a CBS superhero show, but we'll see. The next bit of news we have, I guess this is more rumor than news, but they're saying that Drew Goddard, who he directed Cabin in the Woods, I think he was on Buffy. He's been a big Joss Whedon partner for a long time, and he was supposed to be doing like Secret Six, and he was going to kind of oversee Sony's universe. But they're saying he's going to direct the standalone Spider-Man movie. It's going to be called Spectacular Spider-Man, and we could also see Iron Man appearing. Um, as far as I'm concerned, this is all great news. Because Goddard is really good, and he, Sony doesn't have a great track record, but with him and Marvel overseeing, I'm really looking forward to the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, so like Sony, like you said, they don't have a great track record with Spider-Man, but what they do have is a lot of money, and like they make very pretty movies. So basically, Sony's money combined with Marvel's know-how should end up in a really good movie with lots of Sony product placement.
Yeah, and also in this report that they've confirmed that we're going to skip the origin story, which
Yeah,
thank God we do not need to see Uncle Ben die anymore.
yeah, we're good. We're good. We all understand how he came to be Spider-Man.
Yeah,
The thing is too, like if like it's a good thing because they were like this is it. This is like they don't have any more adjectives. They don't have any more Spider-Man titles. There was like Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, Superior Spider-Man. That's the last one they've got left.
we have Avenging Spider-Man,
Oh, okay.
which was the team up one.
Oh, so I guess they could reboot the franchise two more times.
All right, so yeah, I'm this definitely exciting, and hopefully we'll get like a Spider-Man cameo or something in the Stinger for Age of Ultron, which would
Yeah, we
be
haven't heard any rumors about the Stinger for Age of Ultron. I'm curious, is like, what's because like what's the next movie after that? It's Civil War, right?
yeah, I think it's Civil War. So I think signs are pointing to. Um, uh, the Spider-Man. If I mean, we'll see because I mean they still have to cast somebody, and it's kind of getting to the deadline now. I would imagine.
Well, but
So
not necessarily because if he's just in costume, it could be
right,
anybody. So
yeah,
you
you're
can have
right.
some stuntman in the costume show up and do the cameo for Spider-Man and call
True.
it a day. Yeah.
Cool. So the next or my last bit of news is there's Marvel's been announcing a ton of these Secret Wars like mini event books, and one of the latest ones called 1872. And what they're going to do with that is kind of like that was it 1602 where they did Victorian England and made them all superheroes. They're doing a western with like cowboy versions of Captain America, Iron Man, and the Hulk. And this is going to be written by Gary Dugan, who's doing a Deadpool and I think Nova and a bunch of other stuff. He's a really good writer, and art by Doc Shaner, which that's the more exciting part for me because he's a really great artist. Last seen on I think the one of the Multiversity comics, and he's doing the Shazam Convergence series. So yeah, this looks really exciting to me. I know you're not the Marvel person, but would this be something you would be interested in if you read Marvel stuff, Paul?
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, if I read Marvel, probably. I like good elsewhere world stories.
But yeah, it looks really cool. If you go on, we have the link in the show notes, but you can see some of the design sketches and stuff for the characters, and it looks pretty cool. So yeah, the Secret Wars thing, it's gonna kill my wallet because a lot of these are looking really good. Were there any other news stories that we didn't mention that you wanted to go over, Paul?
No, I think that was really it. Oh, like back to Supergirl, we have the casting news where they cast Dean Cain and Helen Slater. So Dean Cain, depending on your age, you may or may not remember him as Superman from Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman, and Helen Slater was Supergirl in the Supergirl movie, which was awful.
Yeah, we missed that because we missed last week.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exciting, man. I like how all these superhero shows are being very reverent to the stuff that came before, even if they weren't that good. Like the Flash
Whoa,
bringing
whoa,
in Mark
whoa!
Hamill.
Settle down now. The Flash was excellent. The original Flash series was awesome.
I don't. I was too young to remember, and I haven't watched it since then to remember if it was good or not. But as an example,
Mm,
we have the original Flash as the new Flash's dad,
mm.
and Mark Hamill coming in to kind of do a play on his villain the trickster, and Dean Cain. Oh, I'm stoked to see Dean Cain in this because I love Lois and Clark. That was that was one of my favorite shows when I was a kid. So yeah, it's really cool to see. So that does it for news. TV, I've been completely behind. I've been working at another lab for the past couple weeks, so I haven't been able. Usually, I catch up on my TV while I'm working on the side, but I haven't been able to do that, so I'm way behind. I don't think I'm up to date on anything besides Flash, which is still going strong, and everybody should be watching. How about you, Paul? Have you been up to date? Been watching Walking Dead?
Have not caught up with The Walking Dead. I'm not too far behind though. And I've dropped Gotham. I'm done. I can't bring myself to watch another episode. It's like four or five of them in the queue now, and I'm just like, no, I'm done. I'm done. I'm just gonna throw in the flag, call it a day. I'll see if they try and bring up anything new for season two.
Well, instead of that, you should pick up Flash and watch those.
Yeah. And then, but I saw the season, like the new episode of Agents of Shield, which is looking pretty good. It was kind of a slow start at to come back, and it's like once again it's kind of a cliched story where everybody's, oh, we have to eliminate these infected people. This is a horrible thing. All the while the audience knows that like one of their teammates is an infected person, and so now like they're afraid to talk and all this stuff. I'm like, again, let's not do the cliches, but still overall solid episode. Looking forward to seeing what they do with Sky. Very happy to actually enjoy seeing Sky as opposed to the first season where I just wanted her to die. So they really turned it around. They really turned her character around. I'm very happy.
Yeah, that it really was like pretty cool because it's I feel like it's rare that there's such a turnaround because yeah, she was very annoying for most of the first season.
Yep.
So yeah, it's good character work there. And then we get are you gonna be watching iZombie?
No.
Ah, well,
That
I'll be watching it.
just
So
played out, and I don't really care about teenage ink zombie. No, absolutely not.
well, it's by the Veronica Mars people, so hopefully it's good. So I'll be keeping up with that. So I'll update everybody. All right, so that does it for TV. Um, Next, we have our CBC Just for Fun topic. Those are the daily topics that Joseph Sokolowski posts in the community that generate quite a bit of discussion. So the one that I picked out of this week, it's actually a combination of two. He did one for Marvel and one for DC. But basically, what's a favorite comic series that you loved and never quite caught on and got canceled? Do you have one of these, Paul?
Um, Not really for DC. One from Marvel would be the New Mutants, the original New Mutant series, and it did pretty well. Like it lasted for a while, but like it just never got the same respect that X Men got until they turned into X Force. Once Rob Liefeld got a hold of them, and but yeah, but then he basically got rid of the original team anyway. So I really, 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 really enjoyed New Mutants, and I was sad to see it. Well, I have to admit, at the time, I was excited to see it go into with Rob Liefeld because they were finally getting the attention they deserved. I thought that was cool, but then once he gutted the team, I was just sad to see it go. And in retrospect, I was sad to see it go.
Cool. So mine, I mean, I've only been reading weekly comics for a few years, so mine's gonna be recent. So because all the other stuff I read in trades, and that would be Demon Knights, which was one of the New 52 launch titles. It was one of the DC Dark books that took place in the past. Had Etrigan, Vandal Savage, a bunch of those guys, and it was really cool medieval fantasy stuff, and it got canceled. But hopefully, we're gonna see some parts of that in the new. I forget what it's called, the new Dark book that's gonna come after Convergence. But yeah, that was mine. So you can join in those topics at hashtag CBC just for fun pretty much every day. Guaranteed to have some lively discussion there, uh, pretty much on all of them. So yeah. And we are more than our weekly comics, so at the end of the show, we like to talk about other things that we've been doing over the last week. So, Paul, have you been able to get to anything else this week?
Nope, still writing my book, but so I'm not much of a gamer, but I've been following the news about this game that's in development called No Man's Sky, and that sounds like right up my alley because like there's not so far there isn't like an actual objective. It's basically like you go and you explore this universe that's like being created. Really interesting. The article that I was reading today was saying like the universe has become so big that like the development team, which is only 4 people, can't keep up with it. So they've basically written probes, like thousands of probes, to go out into the universe and explore like quintillions of planets.
Hmm.
And they go and they like basically like record video of the planets so that the what do you call it? So that the developers, I guess, can make sure that they're developing okay and whatnot, like their code is working right. But it's really interesting how this thing, like this universe, is coming alive within the computer. And so far as I know, like you basically just fly around the universe and you explore and you catalog and whatnot. And you can like actually get out of the ship. You can land on the planet, get out of the ship, explore the planet, different flora and fauna and all that. I think that's awesome. Just this huge open universe. They said like you could go months without seeing another player because
Hmm.
it's so big. So
That's crazy.
yeah, I hope they come out with it for PC, so I don't have to go out and get a PS4 just for this game, but I will.
Oh, is it? Are they developing a PS4? Because I mean, that sounds like a PC game.
Yeah, well, no, they're developing it. Like, I think the PS4 is going to be like the launch platform, but it's not going to be a PS4 exclusive, as far as I'm aware.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds interesting. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, No Man's Sky.
Sweet. So yeah, I haven't had much of a chance because I went. My 30th birthday was last Monday.
Happy birthday!
So thank you.
Did you get my
Uh,
happy birthday?
yes, I did.
Okay.
Google Plus is really weird, and so if you wish happy birthday on Google Plus and you have a bunch of them and you click the notification, you can only it only goes to the last one, and then there's like no way to find the other ones. It's
Oh,
really you have to like scroll through your actual news feed to find them. So like I tried looking for them, but I couldn't. I saw that you did, but I
yeah.
couldn't actually go to it. So hey, Google Plus, fix that. I don't know how it is on the PC, but yeah, on the phone it's messed up. So for my 30th birthday, I went to Mammoth for half the week, and so I was snowboarding. So not much chance to. I guess so. We watched a lot of Harry Potter movies, and I played a lot of Clash of Clans, which is just the worst game ever. It's so addicting. But if anybody needs a clan to join, let me know. You should join mine. So I think that about does it for us. Paul, do you have anything else?
Nope, that's it.
A nice short episode. Hopefully Sarah can join us next week and we'll be back to full strength.
Yep.
Um, until then, you can find links to all of our episodes on comicbookcommunicast.com. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/comicbookcommunicast. Our audio version is on iTunes and RSS, so you can subscribe and rate us there as well if you want to watch live. We record it every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Well, today 9 p.m., but back to regular schedule next week. And join us then. Thank you and have a good night.
Have a good night, everybody.